right, good evening, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Locker Room Sports. This show today, we're going to break into some border wars here for high school football. Alabama, Georgia, Florida, all the states here, tri-county state here around. A lot of good matchups, and I thought I would bring those to you, spend a few minutes of the night here looking at those. And there's a lot of good games. It's going to be this week. I think actually some may be tonight and tomorrow, and then next week for sure, and then through the month. And I didn't go into September, but there's a lot of really good matchups. So also a little bit of college news, something like Tennessee still dealing with stuff with Bo Carter. He is I don't know if he's going to hang around, or I think he's missed practice again, or so he may be suspended for the first game against Syracuse. Also, there's a few matchups, and I'm just going to mention about one or two of them. We'll probably get into some more of them Sunday night. Again, come by here and hang out on the big show. 2 hours, Diamond Dean, the co-host, will join me here on that night on Sunday night. I think there's some good matchups that some people may be missing. I may have mentioned one of these. I think I did a couple of weeks ago when we broke one of these teams down that may be a silent killer, so you need to keep your eyes open for those. So hang around for that. And, again, thanks for coming by and hanging out. If you're on Facebook, hit the little blue thumbs up right there. And if you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate it. Like the video. That's the number one thing. If you like our content, you've been on here before, hit the like button. If you hadn't been here before, this is Locker Room Sports, just coming by and hanging out and talking some football. So let's just get right into the meat of the matter. High school football game matchups, border war games for 2025. August the 21st. Looks like it's going to be one of the first big ones, and I'm just going to go through these, and y'all can comment on them and let me know if you're going to be going to some of these games, or if you would like to go to some of these games. So let's see here, right here. All right, first of all, August 21st, 2025. IMG is going to be at Hoover. IMG is going to be at Hoover. I could see that being it's going to be a good game. As far as picking winners, I don't really pick winners for high school stuff because you're just dealing with really young people and you kind of just don't know. You would think that IMG would probably be favored just because of their branding, and we know how many greats have come out of IMG Academy down there in Florida. Also, August 21st, here's another good one. These are just some border war games, and then we'll look at some of our local guys here, a few of their matchups too. Moody and Gainesville. I remember hearing about this game last year. Coach Niblett, which was at Hoover a couple of years ago, he's at Gainesville, Georgia over there. Well, they're going to be hosting Moody. And Moody's got some dogs, man. I watched them play last year, and they got some real legit D1 talent on that team. They really do. That's going to be a matchup of some high-throttle players. That would be in a Thursday night game. So Friday night, August the 22nd, Booker, which is a team out of Florida, a big team out of Florida, they will be at Auburn High School. East Lake, which is another well-known school in the state of Florida. Powerhouse Sports and Andrew and them know about this team here. East Lake will be at Camden County, Georgia. That'll be a big matchup. So if you're watching this and you want to jot them down, just write them down here, or when the video's off, you can go back and go through these and pause it and write some of these down. Some that you may like to go to. Here's Milton, Georgia. They're going to be at First Academy, Florida. Ranburne is going to be at Mount Zion, Georgia. And then West Side out of South Carolina, I wrote them down because they've always got some top 100 or top 200 players in the nation, this West Side team in South Carolina. They're going to be at Vestavia Hills. That's why I wrote it down there. So if you're around the Vestavia Hills area on the 22nd and you're not going to Hoover game, or you're not going to be at the Auburn Booker game, West Side, South Carolina, coming to Vestavia Hills, that's a big matchup. This West Side team, man, I'm telling you, they're going to bring a busload of athletes. That'll be interesting to be there. I'd like to see how if Vestavia can match up with these guys. They're supposed to have some top-ranked dudes, legit guys. The next week on the 28th, here's one. Callaway, Georgia is going to be hosting Opelika. That's the Thursday. Then the Friday. Hang on a second. And then on Friday, let me send this over here. Central Phoenix City. Holy moly, no, not macaroni. Okay. Let's see if I can get this to work. Hang on here. I'm trying to get a guest in here right now so I can get this to work all. We're at Central Phoenix City. Is going to be at First Academy in Florida. We're talking about that game. If I can get this to link up, we'll have a call-in guest here. I'm trying to get him on the phone, but I got to hook the – I got to get the phone to hook up here to be able to get it to work. And it's just not wanting to do it. It's usually, I've never had trouble with it. It usually just hooks right up. Let's see if I can get this thing working. Oh, hang on a second here. Locker Room Sports Show Extra. We're doing high school border wars here. We got the famous, the man, the legend. I mean, you can just introduce him as the boss, and everybody already knows who it is. Bo Starkey, Average Joe's Sports Talk, one of the founding members there. Bo, it's great for you to come by and hang out with me here.
Appreciate you, man. I'm a legend in my own mind. That's about as far as that goes.
Well, I talked to you a little bit earlier today, and you was a little bit under the weather. Are you doing better?
I'm doing a little bit better. I'm on my way to Arab, Alabama to shoot a jamboree with Arab and who are they playing tonight? Grissom. So yeah, I'm gonna go see that one.
Well, we're going through some games here.
Yeah.
These are some border war games, and I didn't write all of them down, of course, but a few of them I wanted to highlight. The 21st of August, Bo, IMG is going to be at Hoover. What do you think about that?
Well, anytime IMG shows up, I'm going to tell you a little secret about that game.
All right.
I learned this when Niblett was there. when IMG comes to play you, they're not coming to play you for a competitive game. 9 times out of 10, they're coming to scout. And that's a fact. And when Niblett was there, when he had some guys, over the years, the last few times when IMG came up there to play him, he signed a contract deal with them that they couldn't get anyone from Hoover to play them at IMG. So they wouldn't. He said, "We'll play you guys, but we're not here to give up." Like when George Pickens and those guys were there, we're not here to give up our guys, Larry McCammons and all those guys. He was like, "We'll play you, but there'll be none of that."
Yeah.
So that's a funny tidbit about that game. But anytime you play IMG, I mean, it's one of those games where I like to say there's nowhere to hide. So Chip English is going to find out which one of his guys is ready to go to battle, which one of them's for real. We're not saying beating IMG is in the card, so to speak. I'm not saying Hoover can't beat them. They have to play a perfect game, but
right.
What it is, you're going to find out who wants to compete on that team, though.
Right.
And it's a good way for Chip English to find that out. Whether you beat them or not, you can't hide in that game. When you turn the film on, you're going to see who wants to compete and who don't.
Yes. The same thing too. I'll give another example that some people, you keep up with local small college softball. Auburn schedules state girls a lot to play softball. And people's thinking, well, the Auburn softball girls, they're good. Well, they're not just playing ball. They are scouting Wallace State girls to say, hey, we may have some ladies here that might like to jump on in, come on over down here to a 4-year school when they leave here. Right. So, kind of the same thing. Here's another one. This one was talked about last year. Love both these coaches. Moody's is going to Gainesville this year. What about that?
Very similar coaches, like you just mentioned. I think Jake Gaines is obviously on his way up the ladder. Got to be the front runner in 5A this year. I think Josh Niblett's been on the ladder and on that plateau for a long time, but he still hadn't captured that Georgia State title yet.
Right.
And that's his ultimate goal. So you got 2 guys chasing a similar goal, but on different ends of the ladder, so to speak. Josh has climbed the mountain. He's looking to climb a different mountain now, and Jake Gaines is on his side of the mountain. But if these 2 guys were to leave their schools at any time, it'd be 2 of the most sought after coaches in the country, definitely the Southeast.
Yeah, I agree with that. Here's another one here. West Side, and everybody don't know about West Side in South Carolina. I found them out probably a year or 2 ago. They usually have some top 100 players in the nation. Well, they're going to be at Vestavia Hills the 22nd.
Yeah, Coach Evans at Vestavia Hills was a defensive coordinator at Mountain Brook for years and years under Chris Shaker.
All right. Oh, yeah.
So he knows how to run a program. He also knows how to coach defense. And he's also a genius at strategizing.
That's right.
So I don't know much about the team from South Carolina, but I will say this for Vestavia. When's the last time you seen Vestavia step out and play somebody like that out of state?
Well, at the game we were at, was it 2 years back? Wasn't last year.
That was when they played Hoover.
Yeah. Man, Vestavia had some dogs out there. I mean.
You know what's funny about that game? That's the game where he told everybody that nobody fears the Hoover Met no more. You remember that before that game, and it created a stir, and people were like, "Are you nuts? Let's steal Hoover." And he's like, "Well, we don't fear them. We don't fear them anymore."
Right. That's
24 seniors off that team, and they're still very competitive.
So this Vestavia team's got 24 seniors.
Yeah, they lost 44 off that team we seen play. So everybody thought these last 2 years were going to be a super rebuild, but they hadn't fallen off much. But they're in the SEC of high school football in 7A Region 3, so it's very hard to compete whether you got 100 seniors or not.
Yeah. Now, here's one on the 29th. I had to write this one down. Anytime you see Central Phoenix City, they're going to be traveling down to Florida to First Academy. And Central Phoenix is, powerhouse football program. They got dudes playing at Bama. They got dudes playing at Auburn. We all know about that. So, what do you think about that, Matt? I don't know a lot about that, the First Academy, but if it's an academy school in Florida, I'm just curious about Central Phoenix. I know how they are and how they load teams, and they're competitive, in that region always.
They get a lot of guys from just over the border there, LaGrange area and stuff, that come to play with him.
Yeah.
So I don't know what his roster looks like as of today.
Yeah.
But a lot of people want to come. I mean, your dad, you played at Auburn. All right, so I went to Etowah. So his dad, which is Conrad Nix, coached me. I played for him at Etowah. And that's Patrick Nix's dad.
Yeah.
So then Patrick Nix obviously played at Auburn and was a really good player there. So then you got Bo Nix, who's in the NFL now. So a lot of guys see that on these high-end schools. They want to come play for that guy.
Yeah.
And, I watched them play the last game of their year last year versus Thompson, and they just kind of ran into a buzzsaw in that state championship game.
Yeah.
But if you remember the year before, they beat Thompson in that very same game.
That's the one that was was that the block punt game, and then it was mayhem there the last 10 seconds.
This is the one with the receiver went loony on Thompson. That's at Auburn now. I keep saying Malcolm Simmons, but Malcolm Simmons is not it. Malcolm Simmons is from Benjamin Russell.
Oh, yeah.
The other receiver, the big one. That's
Coleman.
the one where Cam Coleman. That's the one when Cam Coleman went loony on him. They couldn't stop him.
Right. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned Thompson. Now, they're going to be at Grayson. And those are two small college teams. You might as well call them small college.
I'm going to tell you a secret about those games anytime. And I probably shouldn't let this cat out of the bag, but I'll let it out of the bag regardless.
Ain't nobody watching me, man. I ain't got no
There are people watching. Don't ever let them fool you. I let this cat out of the bag with you. So I go talk to Freeman pretty often. And I'm just telling you this, Matt. He don't show anything in those games. He don't show any sets. He runs a very vanilla everything. Because like in his language, what he said, it makes sense. He goes, I'm not risking something that can tip something for later in the year. Or I'm not risking getting some of my guys hurt when this game, it means something, but it don't mean nothing. So could Thompson beat Grayson? Absolutely, they could. Are they going to do it at the risk of getting Trent Sebring or somebody like that hurt? Absolutely, they're not. And if they can beat them with their vanilla stuff, then how good's Grayson? You know what I mean?
Well, and it's a draw. I mean, you're going to have a huge crowd. It's going to be at Grayson, so of course they're going to do a home and back and forth. And both of these teams are going to make a huge gate. The concession stands are going to sell a lot of nachos and a lot of barbecue fries, and also what we know too. Here's the other side of it. It's like playing two colleges playing, and when Georgia, your favorite team, Florida, when Georgia goes down and plays. Florida, whichever the home team is, well, they can bring their kids, and you're producing your product there in that area. So Thompson is getting to show off. Now we got internet now, and everybody knows who Thompson is, more or less.
Yeah.
But he's getting to show off his guys over there in that part of Georgia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I mean, I look at your Trent Sebring.
It's free advertisement.
If you're Trent Sebring, this is the stage you want to show out in.
Yeah, I mean,
the nation will be watching this one.
Yeah, it'll probably be on ESPN too. I would nearly bet. Now he's supposed to, he's a big talks with Bama right now. So, yeah, and for their players at Grayson, if they come over here and play, it's a huge market. I mean, Georgia does have a bigger market. Me and you talked about that off the record, a million times because they got a million times more people over there.
Hey, if I hit a dead zone in a minute, call me back because it's only going to be for a few seconds. But go ahead.
And here's I got about two more here. We ain't got a bunch of them. Bishop Gorman, you know who they are out of Nevada.
They're Nevada.
They're going to be playing that big Krakatoa, KCHUKA. They're a big high school out of Hawaii. I had to write that down because Bishop Gorman constantly puts out, top number 1 or top 100 players all over the country. Yeah. That's going to be on the 29th also. Milton, Georgia is going to be at that First Academy in Florida. That's going to be one. It showed Ramburn is going to be at Mount Zion. This is on the 22nd at Mount Zion, Georgia. I thought that's kind of interesting.
No, that'd be good. I mean, anytime you go over and play somebody out of Georgia, like Coosa Christian, want to play Pierce County.
Yeah, oh man, yeah.
You're going to get tested. So, I mean, sometimes you need that to be tested. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and two, like we said, and it's also a market. I mean, because kids do travel now. This is not like it was even in the early 2000s. a kid says your program, maybe they're second string running back, and they're going, hey, you know what? They're pretty good. Hey, Mom,
yeah, like watching them play. They play the game.
Hey, Dad, you think you get a job over there close to, and then you move. And I mean, that's just, I'm being realistic. People don't like that. I'm being honest.
I mean, look, it's kind of an elephant in the room now. Kind of your job as a coach nowadays is to promote your program. And people promote it to the point where people want to be a part of it. I mean, that's kind of your job as a coach.
Yeah, I think
nowadays.
That's an interesting matchup. Aaron says that Mount Zion and them and Ramburn play. That's pretty
and
regular.
Ramburn too.
Yeah.
See, that's good though.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Ramburn literally is like right down the road from Bowden, who is an absolute powerhouse in Georgia.
Yeah, because you may have, kids over there watching from who knows where. Kids that don't play, or like we said, maybe a second team guy is
what's Bowden won 2 out of 3 or something like that, or 2 in a row, or
yeah.
I mean, they're monsters, and they're literally 10 miles from Ramburn, something like that, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
I mean, something like that, right across the state line from Ramburn. Yeah. Maybe 15 miles, something.
And a lot of the parents, they share jobs over in that Mount Zion area. I know there's like carpet mills and that type of stuff, big time up there. Here's the last one. Booker team out of Florida. They are like 43-7 over the past couple of years.
Booker T. Washington?
No, they're called. It's Booker. They're out of Sarasota, Florida. Okay. Gotcha. They're going to be up here at Auburn High School. These guys are 43-7 in ranked games. That's how they laid it out here. And that's on Max Preps. That may be wrong. So they're supposed to be a quality football team. And for them to come up here again, they're going to be at Auburn High School, which is a prominent, program here in the state, and it's going to be good advertisement. Yeah, maybe losing him. Let me try this. I'll give him a minute to get back in service. I'll call him back. Yeah, these matchups here, Aaron, good to see you, Ben. We thank Bo from Average Joe's coming by and hanging out with me here for a minute. I'm going to call him back here in just a minute. We'll talk about a few local teams around here. And he's traveling up to a jamboree game up at Albertville. Coosa is going to be going to Pierce County. And like we said, that's good. It's good marketing. It's good. It's a good look for the schools, whether – I know, guys, and I know the boys want to win. All kids want to win the game. But if you got another guy, what if he's a top safety and he's pretty good and he don't get a lot of playing time at the bigger school? If there's a difference in the teams, well, I mean they could they may want to go out there and move over to the other school. So it's a way to advertise for your team. Let me try him back and see if he got back in service.
Hey.
Yo.
I should be good now.
All right.
Yeah, but I was saying about Auburn is one of the problems with Auburn is their running back reclassed. And their running back was going to probably be the best running back in the state, him and the Pro L kid from
Jackson.
Yeah. But he's gone. They got the big void they've got to fill now. But, Will Wagden and Keith Etheridge are two of the best in the business. Coach Wag that calls their offense, they got 160 kids on their roster. So they got enough to pull from. I'm not joking, Matt. When you go down there, I went down there. I've been down there several times to hang out with Coach Etheridge and interview him and stuff. But, 160 kids.
Now, he didn't say 106. He said 160.
160. They have 2 practice fields. One of them's 100 yards and one of them's 120.
Right.
No, I'm sorry. It's 160.
Wow.
So they use both practice fields when they're practicing. So if you got 160 kids on your roster and you're one of those 11 who happen to start on either side of the ball, you're probably pretty good.
Yeah, I probably would. That probably goes without saying.
I don't think there's any question about that. Do you?
No. That their programs, they speak for themselves, and I know they hadn't won it a bunch, but that's a great staff, and they do a good job down there. And there's a lot of NIL stuff that moves around that's still not legal here in the state, but there's still a lot of teams that, you can sell an idea that there's history and there's program tradition at places like Auburn High School, at Hoover, at Prattville's, or, teams like that around in the state that they could go there is what I'm saying. People just assume when you have a good team, is what I'm saying, you're cheating.
Yeah.
That's not always the case.
Yeah, no. And the other portion of that is, hey, look, I grew up in the projects in Attala, okay? And if I had some talent and I'm looking around and I'm like, I want to go somewhere where somebody's going to push me and help me get to college, and I see this guy's gotten 100 kids into college somewhere, that kind of stuff opens your eyes up, man. You're like, man, sure. Hey, this guy can push me. This guy's got connections. I could see why kids or parents or someone sees that and says, hey, I want to be a part of that.
Let's change directions here and get off that's about 10 good games. And I just thought I thought I would write them down and chat about them. Let's look at the Cherokee County Warriors. I'll throw their schedule up here on the screen. They're going to start out with the old border, the Highway 68 game there. They're going to start out with Piedmont, Coach Miller. And you've talked with him a lot.
What a game.
This is always it means a lot. I know it's 3A, 4A, but it means a lot to the kids. What are you thinking about this matchup this year?
Well, I mean, you got to look at it from the standpoint of, I think that game right there is the one that kind of changed Piedmont's trajectory. When it changed Cherokee County's trajectory. Yeah. When Cherokee County was coming up and they got that first victory against Piedmont, that's when they solidified themselves. Hey, we're for real, and we can do something with this. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it is, because me growing up around this area, and it is that what you just said, because both teams are well known for what they do. They're both state contender type teams, and they both drive each other to be better. So, like you said, when they're preparing to play that team, they're preparing to open the season one. But, when you're playing a good opponent, you're going to have to come up and show your best. So it puts the team in a good mindset that we're going to start the season off, boom, we're going to hit this ground running.
Yep. And if you can get a victory versus a really good team, and look, again, like the IMG game, there's nowhere to hide in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have to compete at every position on both sides of the ball for both teams, and you're going to have to be sound in special teams to win that game.
Right.
I mean, period. And look, and I think, I'm going to be honest with you, the last couple of years, what a competitive game.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some of some top cats from, 3 and 4A and both schools have some guys that's played, going to play some small college football. So that's, a handle right there within itself. And it's good for the communities, and they're both going to make good gates where we're at. And it is going to be at Piedmont. That'll be the game that I'm going to be out there. Now, I wanted to ask you about Cherokee County. Now, they have a run. I know you don't have a schedule in front of you. That's fine. And right there in October, Bo, they're going to have like Anniston, Alexandria, Anniston, and Oaks Bluff. That's a heck of a march right there for Coach Kelly. That's going to be a good test for the Warriors to see where this team's at, because, they've three-peated to the state, won the North. There's no doubt that as good as we say that Pickens County is the gatekeepers of 1A North, right now Coach Kelly holds the keys to 4A North.
Yeah.
That's
and he holds the keys to that. He holds the keys to their weight room, which is led to that.
Yeah, that's where the success is definitely a huge part of that.
And when you talk about playing three things like that in a row,
bro,
physicality, okay?
It's just going to be who outlasts the other one, basically, really. Still with me? Oh.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. It's going to be who can outlast the other one. It is.
Yeah, it's all in the games like that. You got to be weight room versed, because if you can't handle that physicality, you're going to be done.
Well, I talked to Coach Jackson this morning. Just hey, Morton, how's everything going? Things are good. Seeing if they were playing in a jamboree of some sort tomorrow, and they're not. And I think some of their guys may be at Ohatchee tomorrow, which is where I'll be at, because Oaks Bluff and Alexandria and Piedmont are, Asheville Alexandria and Piedmont are all going to be there. So those are, prominent teams that they're going to run into. So, hey, Coach Rob is a legend himself. And he said people told me to my face there that people don't kind of like him because he just likes to run the ball and play defense. And that's what he is. And that's what he's going to do.
The greatest quote ever by Coach Rob. He said, Bo, trying to do it in the Coach Rob voice. He said, Bo, they had a firemikerobertson.com up. And then he said, the next year they put my name on the stadium out there. And I was like, what? And he's like, I'm serious, Bo. They had a firemikerobertson.com page. And the next year they're putting my name on the stadium. He said, that's coaching for you.
Well, that's if you want to make everybody happy, you know what they say, you'd sell ice cream.
The ice cream, yeah. No, he's right about that.
He is. Let's move up the road a little bit over there in God's country is what they call it. Spring Garden Panthers.
Yeah.
Coach Ragsdale, he's been there for years and years. 2A Defensive Coach of the Year under Howard. Coach Howard retires, moves on. He's taking over the team. And this team, they're ranked right now in state 1A. They're ranked, I think they were 6, I think, on the Max Preps one that I had.
Good.
So, they're going to come in swinging. They're going to host a jamboree over there at Spring Garden. They're going to have North Sand Mountain and Ramburn come over and play. So, with Dax, and the staff that they've had there for so long, and you got some new guys. That's Draven. He's played there. He's one of them. I think he did a good job last year. I really had to, I had to say, hey, I thought he did a good job. What do you think expectations are, of course, to make it to state? And I know we can't speak for Coach Ragsdale, but what do you think about this team coming in this year?
They lost a lot of really good football players. And I mean a lot of them in some key positions. But here's what you hang your hat on. At Spring Garden, it's the same mindset. It's the same workouts. It's the same continuity. So these people who grew up in it, each and every year you'll hear, oh, man, they're going to be down. They lost so-and-so. Yeah, they have so-and-so. But these other guys that has been doing in the same weight room and on the same practice field, pushing the John and Jake Welch's and the Bates, pushing those guys at practice, are the guys that's going to step in there and play on Friday nights now. So now, will it take them a little while to get adjusted? I could say yeah to that. But if somebody's going to tell me they're going to have some sort of down year, so I won't ever believe that from a Spring Garden team because they're so well coached, they're so good in the weight room, and it's a program. It's not a what I call a Johnny come lately that just flares up for a few years.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Their standard is that they, what the standard is what they've built over there and what Coach Howard, brought in. The 21st they play rival Sandrock, and then they got Pleasant Valley and Raglan. So that's a nice little stretch there. Pleasant Valley, Coach, what's his last? I always forget his name.
Coach Nix.
Yes, he what a great job he did over there last year.
Yeah, I think he got Coach of the Year, didn't he?
Yeah, the Sandrock game. That's a rival, within itself, and we'll look at Sandrock too. So I agree. Until I see them, like people say, oh, they're just gonna, well, I don't know about that. Let's just be honest and say that, like you said, the standard is the standard.
That don't change.
Spring Garden,
the coaching staff don't change, and the weight room don't change.
Right. As long as those things are all the same, then what else is there now? Sandrock Wildcats, Coach Nelson, we've met him. He was over at Collinsville with the famous Coach Ernie Willingham, which we love and respect so much.
Yeah.
I'll say this about Ernie. Somebody needs to do a documentary and follow him around with a camera all day. It would just it'd be hilarious. It'd be great. It'd be
TV, man.
His one-liners are he reminds me of Coach Benefield, and they're kind of cut from the same thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Their sarcasm and their age and time in the high school sport, and they've changed the lives of so many, young men. He's hilarious. But we got to talk about Coach Nelson. He was over there for a couple of years with them. He's, one of their guys. And, they're going to be up at Valley Head at the Jamboree. And, of course, the Spring Garden matchup is going to be good. But here's one, they got a West End, North Sand Mountain section, Pleasant Valley, The Collinsville matchup, Pisgah and Cedar Bluff, Gaston, and Whitesburg. Right there in that middle in September, North Sand Mountain section plays at Valley Collinsville. Pisgah, good Lord, Bo, is it okay to say if they have a schedule looks like Alabama? I mean, am I about accurate?
Dude, that's a very tough run right there, buddy.
That's tough.
I mean, very tough, because I'm going to tell you this right now. Collinsville has two of the best linebackers in the state. They have a really good football team this year, I'm telling you.
Well, and you got Alec Ashley. We have another Ashley at quarterback over there. So, that's it's just the norm over there. And Alec is different from Ace. Ace was hey, if you turn the ball over, we're all right, we're going to move on. Alec is fiery, and he beats himself up if he makes a mistake, and he's the guy that you don't even have to holler at. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Coach Nelson does. I do know that they've kind of changed the playbook a little bit, to be whatever what it is for their own.
That's a great hire too. I mean, of course, Allen, he's one of my favorite humans on earth.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious.
He's not coaching there now, so you had to hire somebody. So that's a fantastic hire. I mean, he went 9-3 last year at Sylvania.
Yeah, people don't, kind of forgot about that. I thought he did a good job over there because coming in from
an unbelievable job. I don't know how you don't retain a 9-3 coach, but that's either here nor there. But
Coach Van,
an unbelievable hire.
How long was he over there?
He was at Sylvania 1 year, I think.
Coach Van went before him.
Oh, Coach Van was there. Let's see. I think he was there 4 years.
Yeah, and he did a good job too. And
then he went to Scottsboro and did a really good job.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing what Coach Nelson offers and brings to the county. And we got to talk to him.
Talking about Ashley too, man. He really good family he comes from.
Oh yeah, his dad.
Freaking outstanding.
Yeah,
Dad, you see him at every game, and he's an awesome guy.
Yeah, they go to camps and he works the boys that trying to be good at what they do. Now I'm gonna bring up the schedule here of one of your other favorite coaches. That'd be the old Lane Kiffin of the 1A program here. That'd be Coach Brian Knapp over at Gilville.
I actually texted Knapp today. I have a coaches show sold with him, so we'll be doing a coaches show with him this year, which I'm super excited about. Dude, anytime Gainesville's name comes up on a schedule, this is what I like about Brian Knapp. Anytime a coach of another team talks about having to play Gainesville, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is physicality. Mm-hmm. Hey, we scheduled them because we want to see how physical our guys want to get.
Right.
We scheduled them because we know they're going to be coached well, and we got to execute to beat them. Mm-hmm. I've heard it the last 3 years at media days in different locations.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that shows respect right there for Brian Knapp, his ability to coach. And kudos to Brian Knapp, because I'm going to tell you something, buddy. There's a lot of teams around the state of Alabama that would love to have that man as a head coach.
Yeah.
But for him to stay at home and coach his team, that's an awesome today, especially in the world of the TikTok generation world we live in, where everybody coaches a year or two and tries to find the next hottest thing. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, they're going to start out at Donahoe. Then they're going to later on the 5th of September, they're going to host Bailey Head. So there's Coach Hammond. Then they'll be at Appalachian. That's a nice little back-to-back week there for him.
And they play App too, you say?
Yeah, they host Bailey Head. Then they're going to go up to Appalachian and
up there, man. That's going to be a tough one up there. Neil and them are really good. Them and Valley Head's really good football teams this year. But Gainesville is set up for games like that.
Yeah.
Because they're good up front, usually on both sides of the ball, and they can run the ball themselves.
Well, he's only got like one senior. I mean, he's only got like one senior this year, and he's got everybody back nearly except his quarterback. So they went through a spiel there for a year or two of like just all freshmen and sophomores and like 2 or 3 seniors.
And they had guys transfer out here and there. And
well, that's
what I'm saying. Kudos.
The 10th of October will be a great battle. This is an old school battle that I know from old Area 13 that we know, Cedar Bluff people from Area 13. We used to play back in the 90s and stuff. They're going to be at Spring Garden.
Oh, man. Jeez.
Yeah. That's going to be a good one, man. Coach Knapp get to go over and I seen them last summer. He went over and they did like a summer type thing where, just kids in the shorts and stuff. Man, look, his offense Knapp runs this old school type buck sweep type veer type.
It's like an old school veer, ain't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's people like moving all over the darn place, man. I was just enamored by it. I'd go over and sometimes I just go watch him practice, and I just kind of stand off in the back and behind him and just watch him run the offense. And I'm thinking, I went around to the other side to watch from a defensive look, and I'm just thinking, I don't even know where the ball is at sometimes. It's like playing five nearly. I mean.
Yeah, and then lineman he has gets on that hip and crashes down on you and moves you out of the way. It's a lot of, I'll tell you, the beautiful part about it is, Matt, it's a lot of old school techniques that's went away because everybody's went to spread.
Yeah.
And if you get prepared for that, that's how he can. Yeah, some guys are going to have some better athletes, but that's how he solidifies that.
Well, we all know this. We know that Knapp takes him over to Georgia to a camp, and he's always going to try to outwork people. And I've watched him run the hill with the kids on
all that stuff.
They're on each other's back, like running up the hill over there at Gainesville and training hard. So, they get a lot of crap kicked down the hill on them because they're a small school and they hadn't won a lot. But I'm telling you, they work as hard as any big school I've been to. You've been to some big schools. You've been to Clay Centrals. You've been to see Coach Danny Horn, to Hoovers. You've been all over the place. Those boys and girls, well, they work hard at it.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, dude, I've been to all them, but I can't look you in their eye and tell you that all them guys at all them different places don't know more about football than Brian Knapp. I can't say that they because that dude knows football, man.
Yeah, I like Brian. Lastly, here, we'll let you get off here, traveling up the road. Cedar Bluff Tigers, Coach Crane coming in his third year here. Kind of setting the tone. He's been there for 10 or so. He called offense for years there from that time he graduated in college. They're going to be at home Friday nights. They're going to have Fayetteville and Sylvania. But they're going to kick off the season at home, and the Great Diamond Dean will be announcing over there on the PA. They're going to have Coach Hammond, Valley Head, coming in game 1.
That's a tough opener, buddy.
Yeah,
but I'm going to tell you, I'd rather go ahead and play somebody like that.
Yeah, kind of lets you know where you're at.
Here's the thing, Matt. What if you've had a guy there all spring, and you've been practicing him all spring, all summer, and he looks like a T-shirt All-American, but then you get in a game where somebody gets a little physical and starts shying away, you've wasted those reps.
Yeah.
I'd rather find that out early, wouldn't you?
Yeah. And then the next week, Bo, they're going to go to Collinsville.
Jeez. What murderer's row,
well,
dude?
Hang on. It gets better. They're going to host Gaston, and they're kind of in the middle of something right now. But then starting September the 12th, they're going to be at North Sand Mountain, at Section, at Spring Garden, and then home for Pleasant Valley, and then come home and play Pisgah. He's got a 5-game stretch, and then they play in-county rival at Sandrock. Cedar Bluff may have the Florida Gators schedule. I'm just going to tell you that's a tough schedule, man. And I'm not just saying that. I'm not trying to be a homer because that's my school. Just if you know high school football around here, listen to this again. They're going to be at North Sand Mountain, at Section, at Spring Garden, host Pleasant Valley. Then they're going to host Pisgah, then go to Sandrock. Then they finish with Donahoe. Bro,
dude, that is an unbelievable schedule.
That's going to be a tough schedule for Coach Crane and them. Now, I have watched them, and I've been over there and seen practice. And the twins, Zay's little brothers, they are something else, man. And the team with Bradley Kidd at quarterback and the line, dude, both they average about 220 or so across the line, or 230 maybe.
That's good at that classification.
It is. And you got 3 young coaches. All 3 of them are all-state. All 3 of us been to college. Corey T graduated my son. He went to Lindsey Wilson, went for Lindsey Wilson up there, won champ. You know how good they are up there in their division. Played up there, graduated. He's back coaching. Ross Johnson, his dad, Brian, was superintendent here. He's a known coaching kind of legend here in the county. Brian he's a great baseball coach. He helped Marcus more in like 30 seconds than I could in all day of teaching, showing him how to hit the ball. Yeah. he showed him something real quick about stepping out with the ball, and it worked. And you got Zay. He's on these state-run teams that Cedar Bluff made in those years. And Zay's pretty quiet kind of young man, but he's kind of coming to his own. And seeing Cedar Bluff over there at Sandrock in this little practice game they had, it seems like Coach Crane is feeling like this is my team now. Okay. Yeah. He seemed like he's got some confidence to him, but with that schedule, he's going to need all the confidence because the kids shine and reflect what the coach is. If you seem nervous, they're going to be nervous. If you seem confident,
they're going to be nervous.
They're going to be nervous too. So
that's a fact.
That's kind of a run through the county, and we got some really good games ahead here in the county. Thank you, Bo, for calling and hanging out.
I appreciate you. I'm walking in ARAB right now to take some pictures.
Cool, man. Glad we got it just in time.
I'll see you, buddy. I appreciate you calling.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Be careful.
Thank you.
The famous Bo Starkey here. We just want to come by here and go through some border wars and that type stuff. And I talked about earlier today. I didn't know if he was going to be able to get on or not. I knew he was going up there, and I didn't know if he could, but I'm glad he could come by and hang out. We run through a few big games for Georgia, Alabama, Florida, high school games here in the area, and some local schedules. We got to go through them and talk about them too. Kind of dig in deep on a couple of games. And again, if you're here locally, Spring Garden and Cedar Bluff will be at home. If you want to go check out some football and you just need to get out of the house Friday night, that's some good local places to be at. I got somebody that offered me a ride to take me somewhere, so I'm going to go with them. We're going to go to Ohatchee and see a couple of teams play up there because I'll see these guys around here in the county all through the year. I won't be back to Ohatchee or I won't get to see Anniston play, Alexandria, because I think Turkey County, they're going to be up there, so I probably won't get to see that game. So I'd like to be able to see them. Let's see Alexandria play. And Piedmont, I will get to see them play one other time. So there's some stuff to do around here. You can go to Cedar Bluff. They're going to have Lafayette, and they're going to have Lafayette come over and play with them in their jamboree. And who else they had Sylvania, I think. Yeah, Sylvania. And then Spring Garden, they're going to have Ranburn and North Sand Mountain coming over there. So that's going to be a pretty big deal. It's going to be pretty interesting. And like Bo said too, some of the guys you're not going to see like their whole run of offense, or they may hide a few plays here or there, especially teams that they're probably going to see again through the season. And that was small school ball, especially, you just got to go out there and play. And you want to put some of the kids in tough situations and see how they respond. That's what you're really kind of looking for in these type games. And maybe some of the guys that you've seen in the summer have come on and blossomed from last year. Hey, how do they handle, in-game time moments? Maybe you got a couple of linemen or something. You want to see how they work on, pass plays, or how they're blocking on run plays. And that may be an opportunity to play a younger quarterback or something too. So if you ain't got nothing going on, go out there and check that out. So if you're here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. Come by and hang out with us every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Sunday, of course, is the big show. Dean's on here with me. We stay on about 2 hours or so. We do a lot of college football, Auburn, Alabama, and some Georgia talk. And we got some college news here. Thought we'd break this down for you, and we'll spend 5 or 10 minutes with this. Why have we just kind of assumed that where's this idea of how's Texas, just a solid number one? I mean, by darn, they're just going to be number one, period. Well, if we go back last year and look at Texas, the only real tough teams they played, or any ranked opponents, period, kind of just in general, they failed. I mean, they did. Look, they had 2 shots at Georgia. They couldn't get it done. And I kind of like me. This is just me. If you're the champs, okay. If you're the champs, then next Friday, Ben says he'll be going to Lawrence County in East Lawrence. That'd be good. I'm kind of like in the mindset if you're the champs and the champs are here, then that's what you do. You go out, you're the champs, and what they have to return. I just think Ohio State should be number 1, right? Ain't that kind of the feeling on that? I would think so. I mean, it seems like they should be. Guys, we're assuming that to put Texas 1 is all really, we're just going to base all that on the whole idea of a quarterback that's played a very little because his last name's Manning. They didn't even win their conference last year. I mean, if we're going to do that, then heck, you might as well, I don't know. That would, you think that'd be some kind of criteria? I mean, wouldn't you think? Like, I mean, Michigan's beat Ohio State for years and years now, but Ohio State won the chip. I'm not sold on the idea of just putting Texas 1 just because the quarterback last name's Manning, and they got a lot of guys back, and we broke their team down, and we went through their schedule, and we like their receiving core. They're okay. I don't think their receivers is any better than Bama's. I just don't. Their linebacker room is good. They're probably in a better situation maybe, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. And Ohio State did lose a bunch of guys, especially on defense. And they did lose their, coordinator. He's at Penn State now. And Ohio State's, offensive coach is at the Raiders now. But if we're going to base things off of so loose that of a high expectation, then if you're just going to base it off of guys coming back, then you could make a same case for Alabama being 1. We know about as much as Ty Simpson as we do Arch Manning. I mean, you go back and watch high school film on them, they're both 5-star guys. I don't know. I'm just not a solid set on them at all. Tennessee news: Boo Carter could be suspended week 1 game versus Syracuse. He'd missed a lot of practices and supposedly been holding out, for a better deal or whatever. Everything was fine a week or 2 ago. Now we hear that he may be suspended week 1. There's that. There's talk about Auburn's play calling and how they call plays and his assistant. Freeze is saying, like, overall, he does have the last call of, what play is going to hit the field. And he's going to have the mic to talk to the quarterback, talk to Jackson. And we've seen today out of practice that Freeze was really getting on him a lot. He missed a play, messed up. And haters of the school are, of course, going to drown him on that. So I told you he's crap. He ain't no good. And then their fans are going to overact the other way and say, well, it's just, it's one play and you're just trying to pick it. The truth is somewhere in the middle. But it does seem kind of, y'all tell me, hit the comments over there. When you hit the thumbs up, YouTube guys, hit the thumbs up on video. We have 100 people watching. We'll have like 20 thumbs up. It's really easy. Facebook guys, it's really easy to hit the thumbs up on the Facebook too. But to have your other coach call the second down play and then another coach have I don't think that's the whole thing. And I think there was a video out there about Freeze kind of solidifying that about what it really is. And I hadn't seen it yet. I'm going to say that just from being around the game and being in the box sometimes with guys and when they're calling plays, and you can have another coach or two, like he'll have input for a second down. Like if it's, second down, then he already has something that he's written down that he studied for the week that, is going to put the team in the best position to get the first down. And it's something that he's let that coach have for homework. And it kind of sounded confusing. I guess maybe the people that don't know, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not like I'm just saying what I've seen. To hear that another coach is responsible for a second down, then the third coach is responsible for a third down call. That don't mean that coach is calling the play in down the field. Okay. It's just saying that they have a time that Coach Freeze has given those coaches to study more deeply. So Coach Freeze is going to study the game overall and definitely focus on first down, because if you can get a play on – I've got a spot right in the middle and I can't see. It's just really aggravating me. Then Coach Freeze to make that call on first down, because first down is the most important down. I mean, maybe besides third, because you don't want to get behind the sticks. But that's – I don't know. It's just kind of what I read into it, and it's a hot topic on online everywhere, and people talking about it a lot and making a bigger deal. I think it's just I just think it's a big deal that people's making it a big deal. I don't think it's that big a deal. I think hey, it's second down, then that coach is going to buzz down and say, hey, we're running that Frosted X Kings play. That looks like it was good, because he studied it from studying the team's defense and how they react on second downs, and he's give them a job to do. And he's going to take their thoughts into consideration. That's just kind of how I see it. Notre Dame at Miami, week 1. It's on a Sunday night. That could really set the season off highly, highly, highly for both these teams. And I mentioned them first because Notre Dame, I mean, they played for it last year. And Miami kind of missed the bar a little bit. They kind of missed the boat a little bit for, getting there with ACC, SMU, and Clemson. So and they've called this game Catholics versus Convicts. There's a story out there, 30 for 30. Back in the 80s, one of the students there made shirts, and it's pretty funny. And he made some money on it, and it's a pretty good story. But that Sunday night game, that's going to be a really important game. I mean, it'll let you know, is Miami real, or have they got a great opportunity right now in front of them can they go out there and just hang with this Notre Dame team, which they have lost some players. They did. But they've still got a backfield, some offensive linemen there, still okay. Defensively, they're still going to be sound. But I think this is a great opportunity for Cristobal and the Hurricanes to host a team from last season that played for it. Now, last year is what it is. It's its own entity. It's not going away. And, Ohio State, come in there and they're the ones running the show. But I think this is a great chance for Miami to host him. And they didn't know that Notre Dame was going to, when they lined this game up probably 2 years ago, they didn't know. But I think it's a good opportunity for Coach Cristobal and Carson Beck. He was my dart list way down in the dark. I mean, like way over in the corner, like not even on the dark shelf. He's like Carson Beck, like fell off the shelf on the floor and got swept up in the corner over there on the other side of the room. This would be a great chance for him if he wants to build any kind of odds for a Heisman. This would be a good chance for Carson Beck to come in and show everybody what he's got and go in there and throw for 300 yards and, maybe run around for 100 yards and score 3 or 4 touchdowns. I'm just saying. Didn't take care of the ball very well. But that can have a lot to do with, I know he threw it to the wrong team, and just sometimes luck, he didn't even see the people. But maybe a different offensive style than getting away from Bobo, it may be an opportunity for him to kind of let his hair down, so to say. So I think it's a bigger game to me for Miami to say that we're here. You better be looking out for us this year. For Notre Dame, if they lose that game and it's close, then you go, well, this game won. It's not really – they don't have a conference per se for football. So they would just need to hope that Miami finishes the year and at least be conference champs. They can say, well, our one loss was to the conference champs. I think it's a big game for Cristobal. Nextly here, you got A&M from October the 19th to November the 8th. They go to Arkansas, and you're Matt, they're terrible, I know. But Grant, their quarterback stuff, man, I'm worried about Arkansas's defense. Defensively, I don't know how well they're going to be able to stop anybody, but I think if they can score at least every quarter, and at least probably 2 in one of the quarters, so they're going to need more than 30 points probably to win games. If he can get them there, and the offensive line can hold up for them well enough before John Gruden comes in there and takes over for Arkansas. You heard it here first. Gruden to Arkansas. Just saying. Just make a little note of that. Put it in your head. Big Matt said John Gruden to Arkansas. I'm just saying. They got at Arkansas, at LSU, at Missouri. And remember now, what you forget, if you hadn't watched Saturday Night Lights, it's a Netflix show. It's talking about some SEC teams. I've been watching it a little bit on and off for a couple of days. It's pretty good. This kind of reminds you and getting your mind freshened back in of kind of how the story ended last year for some of these teams. So we can kind of kick the new season off and thinking, hey, I remember A&M playing Texas. Whoever won that game was going to go play Georgia for the ACC. Do you remember that? Can A&M get through this Arkansas, LSU, Missouri? And that's going to be right in here in the heart of the season. Talking about October the 19th through November the 8th. You know, is everybody going to be healthy? That's always a key thing. Somebody going to get hurt, you know, at the LSU game. Then they got to go at Missouri. They're gone 3 weeks in a row. It's big. That's big for Coach Elko. I mean, to come in year one and he possibly could played for the SEC year one. And why is that? Well, some of it has to do with Bama laying an egg against Vanderbilt. That just swing and a miss. That took him out of it. I don't want to hear it. No excuses. You wasn't good enough. You went up there with a big head, and the coaches did not have them ready. So it set up A&M to play Texas. Either one of those teams could play for the SEC, could play Georgia. It's pretty big. So that's a little stretch there. I think we need to keep our eye on for A&M. And the last one here, and we'll get off here. Again, what we started us off with, Texas Longhorns. Right here in this kind of part of the season, they could be like, well, maybe say they lose to Ohio State. Maybe they go to the Swamp, and they're going to be maybe like, what is that, week 4, I guess? They're going to be 2-1 or 3-1. And what we go by, and we base this off of, it's just kind of a feeling of past experiences and how the teams have handled themselves last year, recruiting, seeing some things here in spring, and you know, fall camps here, and it started. And Lagway is an electric player, a really nice, humble young guy. If you can watch this Netflix series, you can see some real inside with him. That's a big game, guys. Hey, if Sark goes down there and they're still dragging their butts and they're worried, you know, still P. Diddley because they're going to play Ohio State, then they got like 2 crap games. They go down there to Swamp with their heads hanging around, and that time of year they're going to play, it ain't going to be cool down there. I know it's hot in Texas, but it's different hot in Florida. And I don't even know what time. I don't know if there's a set time for the game. Somebody could tell me maybe. If that's a noon game or something. The Longhorns headed to the Swamp. Big game. Keep your eyes open that weekend. It's a very important game for, hey, look, Coach Napier can beat Sark, and then they, you know, and they just, you know, win 8 again, or, you know, they can even get to 7, 8 games and, you know, go to a bowl and win a bowl game. That'll be huge for recruiting because there's going to be guys there watching the game for Texas because they are just smoking a trail. $50 million team. We know they're the $1 million man, the Bionic team, and they're number 1. And I started this off with that. I don't see why they're a solid number 1 like you know, like nearly everybody wanted to vote for them number one. Why? Because the quarterback. I tell you this, we'll end on this note. They better be right about Arch Manning. He better make a trip to New York and he at least be invited for a Heisman. Because if they go through here and he shows up down there in Florida and he lays a big egg, good luck to you, brother. Good luck to you. All right, that'll be enough for today. Appreciate you guys and gals for coming by and hanging out here on Locker Room Sports. We'll have a lot more news and cover some more games and have stuff to talk about. Some Jamboree stuff. Probably come in here Sunday, and I'll go through them, and Dean will be able to break down Cedar Bluff and the games, kind of how they looked and stuff. And it's a little vanilla, but, you know, something we can still talk about. And I'm going to ride up to Ohatchee and check out Piedmont and Alexandria and see Coach Miller and Coach Ginn and see what's shaking over there. So everybody have a great weekend. God bless you, and we will catch you Sunday night live here at 6 o'clock Central Time, Locker Room Sports.